Okay, so here's the deal. This episode, and it was really, really fun and funny the first time we shot it, and we had to redo it. It was fun right before the electricity flickered and everything went out. Listen, this episode was recorded like 3 or 4 different times and pieced together, and we had to redo it. And at some point, Estelle didn't hit record, and we had to do it again, and we had to redo it. Have fun watching it. And good luck understanding it.
Just like that, Stella's taken out of the will.
You are now listening to Lauer Road Radio.
Let's get it.
What? It's just the warm-up. We're going to address that. At Tanagra, when the walls fell, this is Dan Owings coming at you another time for Lauer Road Radio with my co-host, as always. Jason is with me here in the Daffy Down studios. Go to daffydown.com or don't. It's up to you. We're not your boss. Jesse's here with the sweet Columbia pullover. I have not seen that one yet.
Oh, it's so
it's Ohio
nice.
State. It's very retro.
Yep.
It's good. I like the way you got the collar pulled up.
Yep.
It definitely has a Bobby Knight feel.
It's Bobby Knight feel. It's showing off the mustache.
Listen,
It's all working for you right
I'm glad
now.
you acknowledged the mustache.
Mm-hmm.
Some kids at church this week had commented on it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the, actually, Farmer Bob's little girl looked up at me and she was, "Hey, you're growing a mustache." I said, "I am."
Yeah.
Yes, I am.
She's like, that's a bold decision. Even she knew. Preston is here. He's the czar of information. If it was Adam Sandler. That's a good joke.
It's
Even
a
the
great
second
joke.
time. Stella is here. Stella's on the ones and the zeros, and without Stella, the show doesn't happen. And sometimes with Stella, the show doesn't. But that's okay. That's fine.
Let's just address it.
So we're just going to address it.
There's an elephant in the room.
We got 20 minutes into the literally funniest thing that anybody had ever said. We all peed our pants multiple times.
Yes.
It was so funny. We were uncontrollably peeing our pants. Stella, what I want to know is, did you, and then about 20 minutes in, she's like, this might not be recording. So did you consider just letting us go and just, and then just,
well, I don't know. Something
and
happened
then just
on the
later
board.
being like, I pressed record. I know I did. Did that thought cross your mind? You're a better person than I am. That's what Jesse would have done. He would've been
100%. I've been like, Jason set this up.
Yeah, I didn't.
I may have done it myself. I'm just going to ride this out and say,
Yeah.
act like it never recorded.
Yeah.
It's not my fault. It's the board.
I think that's the decision some of your kids would have made. She's the best one you got.
That's true.
And she right away.
That's why she's sitting there.
And she said, when she made a noise, I was like, is everything okay? Are you all right? But, yeah.
I mean,
so,
we've done nearly, 180 episodes or something like that?
we've only had a couple technical.
Only a couple.
Our best episode ever. The hardest, maybe
Yeah.
the hardest I've ever, and this is not a joke.
Yeah.
Maybe the hardest in my laugh. Maybe the hardest in my life that I've ever laughed was at the show that the audio was so bad.
You
it was
couldn't hear
atrocious.
it. We were recording from the mic on the computer.
It was called Chicken or Fish was the
Yeah.
name of the episode. It was so
funny.
good. So
Yeah.
good. So the show has started late, a couple times because of that. It also started late because in our fair city,
Yeah.
there is a threat of a tornado.
Yeah.
Okay.
A warning.
A warning.
A watch.
What?
Was it a watch or a warning?
There's a
It was a
watch?
watch.
It was a watch?
Yep.
What's the difference between a watch and a warning?
So warning is like, hey, the conditions are just about right for a tornado.
That's warning?
That's a warning.
No.
Did I say watch?
No, that's a
No, that's a
conditions
warning.
The
are
watch
right.
is when you,
Conditions?
yeah, that's a watch.
The conditions are correct for a tornado.
A warning is like it could happen at any
Yeah.
time.
no,
we don't
A
know.
warning is it's on the ground.
No. I
No, a watch is watch out.
No, warning.
There's a
it's
tornado.
happening.
Google
a
it.
watch
Google
is,
it.
No, I'm telling you, I'm right on this.
Now,
A watch.
Let's bet.
I'd bet
Okay,
my
what do you
life
Bet
bet
savings.
food next week. Loser buys winner food for the show.
Okay.
All right.
A watch means you're watching for it. A warning means
Yeah, a
it's
watch
happening.
means you're watching
A watch
for it
means
because it
someone's
happened.
seen it.
No,
a warning
no.
means it could
a watch
happen.
Someone
means be
watched
careful.
it.
Okay,
A
hold
warning.
on. Hold on. Preston,
Okay.
speak up.
Tornado warning. Take action. A tornado has been sighted.
Balls.
Tornado watch.
Tornado watch means watch out.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Watch-
we're good because there's a tornado watch right now. So
Watch-
we're good.
Watch means be careful. Warning means it's happening.
What are we
Yeah,
eating?
watch is
What are
like
we
be
eating next
prepared
week,
as a
Jesse?
possible one.
Yeah.
Probably $5 Little Caesars
I'll take it.
Okay.
Can we get a thin crust? Can we spring for the thin crust?
if they have it.
Okay.
I want some pretzel crust.
Our Little Caesars here in town is a kind of a crapshoot. So.
It's a Little Caesars. So that's all you had to say.
fair.
We're not meteorologists, but we're here.
Could be.
I was at another building when the tornado
Watch.
watch, warning, whatever. They said there's a tornado like in Kenton. It touched down in Kenton.
That's
That's what
close.
they said. That's too close for my comfort.
Yeah.
I don't care. I care about the Kentonese people, but
Yeah.
but you know, a tornado doesn't bother me. That doesn't bother
There's
me.
just a
Yeah.
house in Wapakoneta that got hit pretty hard.
Wapakoneta, great name for a town. Bad place for a tornado. So I'm in this building, and they say, hey, there's a tornado. There's sirens going off. We need everyone to go to the basement. And so, I don't know, Jason. I'm a get-along kind of guy. Like, I understand when you're in charge of things and you ask everybody to do something, you just want everybody to do what you asked them to do.
You're not looking for any mavericks out there.
You're not.
Yeah.
So I did go in the basement, and I'm, you know,
Well, you are a follower.
I am a follower. I called my wife, and I was like, she's like, I just walked home. It's fine. There's nothing going on. And so I went to one of the guys in charge, and I was like, hey, what's the deal here? You know, and he goes, well, you know, if you're an adult, you're free to go. I was like, I'll check you later. Okay. So,
Hey guys,
yeah,
we're out of here.
come on, man, we're going.
It's like Moses
it's
leading
like
the-
Moses parting
Yeah.
the Red Sea.
Parting
He
the
led
Red
the
Sea.
people. So,
You forgot what you're going to say next.
I forgot the bit. So it doesn't matter. But what we thought we'd do today,
Yeah.
Jason, I just had a good idea.
Just right now?
Here's my idea.
Okay.
What if we did? Now this is crazy.
Okay.
What if we did the Mount Rushmore
Yeah.
of
Yeah.
natural disasters,
What?
and somehow in a way that
Oh wait.
Huh?
God things. They're God.
they're not just natural disasters. Some people call them an act of God.
Yes, that's what it was.
You know, it's interesting that you say that.
Yeah.
I used to work at a mailboxes, etc. You ever hear of a mailboxes, etc.?
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Oh wait, you did that in Oklahoma.
In Oklahoma, which talk about tornadoes.
Yeah.
Oklahoma.
Yeah.
But that's not what we're going to talk about, or what we did talk
That's
about.
where they
whatever.
filmed
What?
the movie Twister, I think.
Is it where they filmed it? I thought they filmed it in Kansas. Look it up. Where did they film the movie?
Okay, we'll
Twister?
come back to that.
We'll come
So,
back to
Act
that.
of God.
So some people, well, when I was working at mailboxes, etc., I was reading the literature on why a package would be insured or not insured. That's how exciting my job was. I was reading literature from FedEx and DHL. It was really boring.
Yeah, no, I get it. Yeah.
Matchbox 20 was playing on the radio at
3
at
a.m.?
that time. Yeah.
And I must be lonely.
Every time I hear that song, I think of mailboxes, etc. So,
I like that song, by the way.
you know what? It holds up. But it's on the Mount Rushmore of Matchbox 20 songs.
It's not in my playlist,
It's but I
but
might.
if I hear it, I'm going to tap my toe.
I think I'm going to listen to it
Yeah.
tonight. So anyway,
At 3 a.m.
in the literature, it
Can you
said,
name one other Matchbox 20 song?
No.
Push.
Well,
Push.
what's the one with Santana?
Santana. Smooth. Yeah.
Don't choose you just the kind of love making me come to. I don't know, something like that. Give me your heart and then I get about it. That's something like that. I'm not big on the Matchbox 20,
Catalog.
catalogs. Anyway,
You know, he's the one that broke the UFO stories.
the guy from Matchbox
Tom
20.
DeLonge, I think his name. Yeah.
What?
Is that Blink 182?
That's Blink 182.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you know why they call it Blink 182? Do you?
No, I
Oh,
don't.
this is a true story. I learned this. Some people don't know this, Jason.
Okay.
I have a past.
What?
I used to be a youth pastor. Those guys, oh gosh, gross.
worst.
I just want to vomit in my mouth when I say the word youth pastor, And I was, at the time, I was one of those real,
Go-getters.
I was a go-getter. And
My kids
so-
would call that sweaty.
Oh, sweaty?
Yeah.
What is that?
You get,
Is that what the
because like
kids
you're
are
working
saying?
hard.
Oh.
You work hard. They call you work
I
hard.
did sweat a lot. I still sweat a lot. And I remember we did this series on music, secular music. Ugh, gross. Yuck. And Blink 182, I was just doing some research.
Yeah.
I remember at the time, Insane Clown Posse was a big deal. And we really let the kids know, like they didn't know already, that was maybe not wholesome music.
What?
I feel like I introduced a lot of bands to a lot of kids that they're like, I'm going to write that down. I haven't heard of them. I was like,
Insane Clown
I was like,
Posse.
here's 10 bands not to listen to. Like, I have not heard of that before. Let me go and check that out. Blink 182, the reason they're called Blink 182 is because that's how many F words are in the movie Godfather.
Oh, okay.
So Now you know something. Anyway, I'm reading the literature at mailboxes, etc., and it said that one of the reasons that would just be great if the power went out. Right now.
No, please.
It's flickering.
If we lose it, Stella, we're just stopping for
We're
the
done.
night.
We're not. That would be an act of God. At that
Yeah.
point, even
God doesn't want us to record.
Even I will say that that's just an act of God at that point.
Are we still recording? Yeah. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
I'm not doing round 3.
No, we're not going to do it. No. Yeah. We're not doing round.
We
two.
need
Listen, round 1 was Stella's fault. We all will admit to that.
Yes.
Round 2 is
Stella
an act
made
of God.
mistakes. She owned up to it. But round 2 was like God saying, "You know what? That wasn't Stella. That was me." You know?
Well, yeah.
Yeah. And the
So Stella's secretly rooting for it.
yes, the footprints in the sand were Stella's the whole time.
I hear sirens outside right now.
This is
Stop,
exciting.
Stop.
This
Just
is
get
listen.
through it. We're only 9
if
minutes
the power
in.
stays on and this window breaks open,
We're doing
going.
it.
We're going.
We're
As
keeping
long
it
as the electric is on.
As long as the electric's on,
We're gonna keep recording.
That is an act of God. That the windows are breaking out, the electric's still on. This is God saying, "I need you to record this
Yes.
humor."
Yeah.
So I'm at mailboxes, etc., reading the literature,
Yeah.
and it said that one of the reasons that the package is not insured is because of a quote act of God.
Oh.
And I'm 20 years old. I don't know a lot about the world, Jason.
You're a fresh.
I got fresh-faced future youth pastor. Jeez, I must.
And
have
you're
been,
not a Calvinist.
I must have been so obnoxious.
You
stop,
were.
stop.
Yeah. You've become less obnoxious.
Okay.
I've become more.
Yeah, sure. Anyway,
Do I hear sirens?
Yes,
Yeah.
you do.
Okay,
So
I
I went
just-
to my boss and I said, "What is this? An act of God?
Yeah.
Was this some kind of theological statement that UPS is trying to make?" And he said, "No, it's a natural disaster. It's known in the insurance business as an act of God," which is one of my great famous lines. It's my favorite line from Simpsons of all time.
Yeah.
Because Chief Wiggum, the police department, gets a jetpack.
Ah.
And Chief Wiggum's flying the jetpack around, and then it flies off of him, and it spirals around and lands into the church. And afterwards, Reverend Lovejoy is talking to the insurance adjuster, and they're outside of the church that had completely burned down. And he goes, "Is this covered in our insurance?" And the insurance agent said, "Well, the only thing, it's Gil, the Gil character."
Yeah.
He said, "The only thing that's not covered is an act of God." And he goes, "Well, in our religion, we believe that everything is an act of God." And then Gil goes, "Hot dog, Gil, you did it again." So I love that line. That's such a good line.
One of my favorite things we do on the show is breaking down cartoons from 20 years ago.
I'll do it.
That's fun for me.
That joke holds up. I will not apologize for that.
There's this episode of Seinfeld in 97. No.
I'll do it. Don't stop me.
Is that compelling radio? Do people want to hear us break down
That's a
cartoons
good.
from
Listen,
20 years
right
ago?
into the show
Yeah.
and say, was our show better or worse because I quoted The Simpsons?
Okay.
I'll bet people will tell us it was better.
Patty McClowry would agree with you.
I don't know who that is. So, act of God. So wait a minute.
Sorry.
No, I just had a thought.
You're okay.
It's a new thought.
Is about St. Patrick's
What
Day.
if we did a Mount Rushmore of natural disasters?
What? Just now? You
Somehow, and I can't predict this.
just- yeah.
Somehow, in the middle of this, George Clooney's going to come up.
Not sure how we're going to get there.
I don't know how it happens, but it will happen.
You foretold it.
I'm prescient. There you get it. There it is.
Is Jesse gonna fart again? And I'm gonna say,
I'm
he's
waiting
one.
on it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Okay. So, Jason,
Yeah.
off the top of your head,
Yeah.
I know this is.
There's a lot of them.
There are a lot of natural disasters.
Because like one of the things I think about is the people most affected in the danger zone.
Highway to the
The
danger.
danger
There's a lot of
zone.
Asians, and there's typhoons over there.
Maybe there's just more Asians, and so they're more likely just per capita. There's just more of them.
But if it's
than there are.
iconic, that would be a pretty iconic one. If 1 billion people on the planet say tycoons affect my life every day.
I don't know about tycoons, like a business tycoon, like John D. Rockefeller.
What's the word?
Typhoon.
I think you're thinking
Typhoon.
typhoon.
I'm sorry.
John D. Rockefeller was an act of nature. I mean, the dude was, he was quite a thing. But I don't think he fits on this list. He might fit in, rich guys, the Mount Rushmore of rich guys. So Typhoon does not belong on the list, although Typhoon is also the name of a gay hairdresser I knew. Once,
What?
which you would have laughed at that. It could have gotten a big laugh.
Yeah, it was better the first time.
Was he like Like Thai. Was he like a Thai kind of? Yeah. So his name was Typhoon.
You know one of the greatest ironies of all time. You want to hear one of the greatest ironies of all time?
Yeah, I would love to.
We're going to talk about
Okay.
Thai people, which we don't get into very much.
No.
Thai food? Sure, we'll talk about that.
Come on.
Thai people? We avoid that. But
The best kickball player I ever saw in real life was Ty.
amen to that. So I was, I wish it weren't true, but it is.
It is true. That's a true statement.
Very true. Imagine, Jason, being the daughter of George Lucas. George Lucas, billionaire. I mean, so famous.
The times of the originals or the prequels?
Anytime. The guy's
Okay.
insanely wealthy.
Yeah.
He's created something that's going to last for maybe thousands of years.
Howard the Duck.
It's huge.
Yeah.
Star Wars.
Oh.
He's the creator of Star Wars. And it's a big deal, Jason.
Yeah.
It's a really big deal.
Star Wars?
And you grow up, and when you're a kid,
Yeah.
and dad is this way, what do you want to do?
This way.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I'm not a Star Wars person, his daughter says. So his daughter,
She's Star Trek.
true story, no.
Oh.
She avoids all the sci-fi altogether.
SG-1?
She decides she's going to get into MMA.
Anime?
MMA.
Oh, MMA.
Like Joe Rogan.
Oh.
So she becomes like a jiu-jitsu fighter. She's fighting in the MMA. Well, not like the MMA, but she's doing mixed martial arts. And she has a big bout. I remember it was on the news. She has a big bout.
Is this real, or are you
It's
setting
true
up a story?
story.
Okay.
True story. This is 100% true. I say a lot of falsities. This one's true. She has a fight. It was like advertised that she's going to fight this woman from Thailand. She spent her whole life.
Oh,
Jason,
it's a dude.
No. She spent her whole life avoiding Star Wars. Couldn't go. Cannot imagine going further away from Star Wars than becoming an MMA fighter, right? And all of a sudden, she's matched up in the biggest fight of her career against a Thai fighter.
Oh, TIE fighter. You took you a long way to get there.
Well, you interrupted me a couple of times. Mount Rushmore of natural disasters. Somehow it's going to blend into George Clooney in ways that we can't even imagine. Typhoon does not belong on the list.
No. Well, I think George Washington would be Tornado.
Tornado's the big one.
That's
Come on.
the big one.
We're
We live in
talking
the
Twister.
Midwest.
We're talking Helen Hunt.
Helen Hunt?
We're talking Helen Hunt.
You can't go wrong with Helen Hunt.
Did I hear that a rumor
Yeah.
that they're making Tornado?
No.
I was going to try to turn Twister
Twister.
Tooster. That
It's
should
the
be
Tooster.
It's the Tooster. The
Doster.
greatest. I love sequels that just won't say part 2.
Yeah.
Like the best one is Alvin and the Chipmunks. It was the Squeakquel.
The Squeakquel.
That was great. The Squeakquel was great.
Well, or I Know What You Did Last Summer, and the sequel, I Still Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, and I still haven't forgotten about that summer a while ago. The greatest miss of all time was the sequel to Now You See Me. Should have been Now You Don't. And instead they just went with Now You See Me 2.
Yeah,
the movie
no-
should have been called Now You Don't.
Yes.
Right?
Yes, absolutely.
How did that make it all the way with nobody saying, wait a minute,
Yeah.
hold up. I heard they're making a third one, but I wouldn't know what the title would that. Of that would
It should be titleless.
Just
Just
it's like Prince. So I would say Tornado belongs on the list. Helen Hunt.
Paul Reiser.
Oh, Paul Reiser.
Yeah.
You know what? He was a funny guy.
He was what Paul Reiser and Helen Hunt. They were in that TV show, right?
Tell me why I love you like I do. Tell me who can stop my heart as much as you.
Mad About
Tell me
You.
all your secrets,
Yeah.
and I'll tell you most of mine. I haven't seen the movie in 1,000 years.
TV show,
TV
right?
show. Whoa, here we
Whoa.
go. All right, it's flickering again for our audio listeners.
Mad About You, Helen Hunt.
Yeah,
Paul
do you-
Reiser.
Paul Reiser. Love Paul Reiser. Funny guy.
Yeah.
Funny guy. He was also in Stranger Things. Did you know that?
Paul Reiser?
Yeah.
Huh.
He played one of the scientists.
I thought that
I
was
think it was-
Rudy.
Rudy was in it too, but he wasn't the scientist.
Okay.
There was another guy. Do you remember that other guy on Mad About You? He was kind of like the dorky neighbor, kind of was like tall.
Yeah, that guy.
I don't remember. Hey, Preston, give me I want to know the characters on Mad About You. I
The
want to know
actor names.
the actor names, and when you say his name, I'll remember it. I heard a funny story. Should I tell it?
Yeah.
Who's
Richard Kind.
Richard Kind?
Okay.
It's Richard Kind.
Okay.
So Richard Kind.
You're listening. You said you're listening to Richard Kind?
I'm listening to a story. Actually, it was told by a guy by the name of George Clooney.
What?
I'm gonna try to tell the story really well
Okay.
this time. I'm trying to nail it. So Richard Kind in the 80s, he's a working actor. Okay.
Wait.
Uh-huh.
Do actors work?
Well, not all of them do, unfortunately.
Or fortunately.
Or maybe fortunately. Some they want to work, but some of them are just actors, just trying to get a job. You know, they're
But-
just going to auditions.
Acting is not working.
Well, it's debatable. Jesse, what do you think? Okay. So Richard Kind is a working actor.
I'm trying.
I know.
I'm doing my best.
This is quality. This is probably the second best show we've ever done. Every
Acts of God. Every flicker.
Every
I'm like, we're
flicker.
done. Unplug.
Jason, like a month.
Jason
gets
is
ticked
so
off.
on edge right
I know.
now.
You were less on edge when we had Dave Landau on the show.
Oh,
you were
yeah.
more relaxed for that.
You want some nicotine?
No, I got some other stuff.
You want some nicotine? You want some nicotine? Anyway, Richard Kind.
Yeah. Funny guy.
He was a funny guy.
Yeah.
He
Was.
was a
Is he no
working-
longer with us?
I think he's with us.
Oh, so he's still
Stop
funny.
being funny. He's very sober now. Richard Kind. He's a working actor in the 80s.
Okay.
And this young upstart actor wants to make it big in Hollywood.
Let me guess.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt.
George Clooney.
What?
Good guess.
Okay.
So George Clooney, somehow he's friends or knows somebody that knows Richard Kind.
Okay.
And Richard Kind says, you know what?
Because they're all in L.A. together.
Everyone's in Hollywood.
You
Come
gotta
on.
be there.
Holly weird, if you ask me. You know what I'm talking about? Anyway, George Clooney says, hey, man, do you mind if I crash on your couch?
Yeah.
One day I'm going to be on a show called ER. It's going to make it big. But right now I need a place to sleep. So Richard Kind, out of the kindness of his heart. You see what I did there?
Yeah, it
I'm
was
a professional
kinda funny.
story. Shut his mic off. So Richard Kind says, you know what? You can sleep on my couch. So George Clooney, he's got some time to waste. And I heard George Clooney telling this story. And so he decides, while Richard Kind is off working every day, and
Yeah.
he's just waiting for auditions to come in while he's at home, Richard Kind has cats. He's a cat guy.
yeah,
I'm not a cat guy. I'm not a cat guy. You're a cat guy.
I have cats.
You have cats.
Yeah, he's a cat guy.
Anyway, I'm not a cat guy.
Friend of the show, Brett, is a cat guy.
Loves cats. He's
Yeah.
allergic, crazy allergic to cats. I mean, they
But still-
they drive him nuts, and he's like, I just put up with it. I'm like, that I don't associate with that. But you know,
Kind of like God.
he's allergic to us.
Yeah, the sin.
Okay. All right.
It checks out.
You know what? As I'm doing the math, it actually checks out.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So Richard Kind is off working every day, as you do.
As a working
And-
actor does.
As a working actor does. And
Yeah.
George Clooney's at home, just probably watching The Price is Right, and he
Yeah.
gets bored, as you do.
Yeah.
And so he decides, I'm going to start cleaning the cat's litter box, but I'm not going to tell Richard about it.
Okay.
And they're the only two people at the house. So all week long, Richard Kind is showing up, and he's like, are you cleaning the litter box? He's like, no way, I don't touch that thing. There's
Yeah.
no way I'm cleaning.
It's not my cat.
He's like, don't ask me to clean that litter box. I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah.
And he's like, and Richard Kind starts to get worried. A week goes by,
Constipation with the cat.
and the cat has not gone.
Catstipation.
And he's...
That was okay.
It's okay. I'm only jealous. That's all. So Richard Kind's like, I'm going to have to take this thing into the vet. And so after a week of what he thinks the cat's not pooping, when he leaves one day, George Clooney drops a log, as they say, in the cat box, just a big old human poop. And Richard Kind gets home and he freaks out. He's like, George, you're not going to believe what just happened. So I didn't like George Clooney before I heard that story, but once I heard that story, I thought, you know what, this guy,
He's okay in my book.
he's okay. He's so okay that I think we should do a Mount Rushmore
Of George Clooney
of
things.
George Clooney projects, movies, TV
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
ER, obviously. That's the
Good.
big
That's
one.
that's his George Washington. I think what's Oh Brother Where Art Thou?
I like Old
I am a man and of constant sorrow.
That's a great movie.
I love that movie.
Does it belong on the Mount Rushmore, though? Or
George
do
Clooney?
you love it?
Well, it's pretty iconic.
It's pretty iconic. Okay, so we're going to go ER. Oh, brother, where art
God help
thou?
us.
What's another George Clooney movie? The Perfect Storm.
Oh, I
You know
forgot
what?
about that one.
that was kind of a big movie.
It was a big. I own it. It's on my.
I'm going to
Vudu.
go with Ocean's 11, though.
Yeah.
The Ocean's franchise. So here's my
Okay,
question. Here's the logistical
Stop really
question.
quick. Hit stop.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Okay, and then stop on the video. Actually, leave the video running. It's fine.
So I was just thinking, let's just go ahead and finish this. George Clooney, Mount Rushmore.
George Clooney, yeah.
I don't even know what we talked about. But
Well, I mean, it's ER.
come on, what are we talking about?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Did I tell the Richard Kind story?
I don't even know.
I think I did tell it. Yeah, I think,
Did you? How many times?
I can't even imagine. I can't even tell you. So we're just going to move on. Who needs to talk about George Clooney? We're like George. I was thinking about this the other day.
Clooney.
I like to take people's names and then think about what they got teased.
Are we going to do the...
As
Did
a
we
kid.
finish the weather one?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do now.
Oh.
So the Mount Rushmore of natural disasters. I'll come back to what I was going to say later.
When
Or I
you were a
won't.
kid.
When I was a kid?
That's what you just said, right?
Well, what I was going to say is I'd
listen,
like to take
I
people's...
got the weather thing here, so do your thing. I got the weather.
Okay, hold on to it. Don't let it go.
Okay.
I like to take people's names and try to think of how their name was used to tease them as a kid.
Oh, that's fun. Yeah.
Oh, Messy Shrek just showed up. Like that
Messy
sort of thing.
Jesse.
Messy Jesse.
I just got Shrek a lot.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Shrek.
Yeah.
I'm going to go take a Shrek.
Yeah,
that
that's a
sort
real
of
thing.
Yeah. So,
I was
a real
called
Preston?
friend of the show Ewan. I was calling him Ewan.
Yeah.
Ewan,
Yeah.
that's fun.
Yeah.
How did people make fun of you about your name? I'm sure they made fun of other things, but
I mean, there was nothing really to make fun of Preston. I mean, beyond the name Preston.
That's good. I say that's
Yeah,
good
it's
enough.
funny
Preston's
Yeah.
Preston's an insult anyway.
okay.
We were just
Beyond
talking.
DePreston.
Oh yeah,
Oh, that's pretty
Preston.
good.
Yeah,
Well, now you're depressed and E.
yeah.
That's true.
We were talking about baby names, and we were talking about if we had a girl, or so what should we name her? And I'm like, Savannah started going down the list, and
Fiona.
she said Clementine. No, she said Clementine. I was like, I like Clementine.
Clementine is nice.
And then we watched this video of this comedian Trey Kennedy making fun of he said substitute teachers doing roll call in 2030. He's going through all these, Brixton, Haxaberry, all these, and he's like, oh my gosh. And then he goes, Clementine? Your parents named you after a fruit? And I was like, well, can't name our daughter Clementine now.
I like Clementine.
I do too. But
Name her. Do it.
I think we're going with Josie.
I lost track of time. I don't know what I've said.
There was a
what I have.
weather thing that we're going to do.
Mount Rushmore of natural disasters. Tornado.
Yeah.
Volcano.
Tornado. Yeah.
Mount Rushmore is not a...
Yellowstone.
Yellowstone.
Yeah, that was it.
But if Yellowstone goes off, say goodbye to Mount Rushmore.
Well, every 56,000 years that it goes.
Well, you know what? It's been 5,590 years.
I don't even know what's going on.
Single time.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, Jason. You just want to move on?
Okay,
you know
listen,
what?
let's
Has
just
Blob
update-
Boy
let's
written
just
into the
up-
show? Yeah.
Let's just update everybody really quick.
Okay.
This is like the 6th time we've recorded, and there's been some pauses and stops along the way.
Yeah.
So we don't know what we've said and what we haven't.
We're going off the rails on a crazy train, as one person once sang.
That was Ozzy Osbourne.
Off the rails on a crazy train.
I love that song. Okay, Mr. Giblets, he gets our show.
Oh, I thought Blob Boy got the show.
Oh, he gets it too.
He does?
Yeah, I think he
Okay.
gets it. He's pretty
What's
funny.
Mr. Giblets got to say?
Mr. Giblets, he submitted a couple things, but this one is right up our alley, and I'm surprised we haven't ever addressed it. He asked us, how many chickens would it take to kill an elephant?
Ooh.
This is the type of stuff that I live for.
Do the chickens want to kill the elephant?
That's
do
a
they
good
have
question.
Do they have a
Let's
murderous intent?
He did not specify some parameters, but let's just say it's like octagon style.
Okay.
It's the elephant knows it's fighting the chickens.
Okay.
And the chickens know it's fighting the elephant.
Okay.
Okay. I think that's a pretty fair
Okay.
breakdown.
So we are conceding that there is a number.
Well, like 1 trillion chickens could suffocate an elephant.
Just peck them to death.
Yeah. Right?
Okay.
I mean,
Do the chickens have large talons?
Are they
Son-
roosters or hens?
son, I don't understand a word you just said.
I would say
So how many chickens?
chickens can be mean.
Yeah.
Are they roosters or hens?
Well, I think chickens comprise of both.
Okay.
Let's just say roosters are pretty mean.
Roosters are
Yeah.
nasty.
Let's make it
I
roosters.
killed all mine.
Yeah. Let's make it roosters. 'Cause
Okay.
they're,
So I'm gonna go with.
it's more than 1,000.
Yeah, I think it's close to 10,000. I think that's the number we go. Okay.
How many chickens could
10,000's
you
a
get
lot of
in a
chickens.
semi truck?
I don't know, but every stomp kills them. You know what I mean? And
Yeah, but they're flapping around.
and they're just pecking them.
I mean, I think you'd go for the eyes first.
I like 10,000. 10,000's a good number.
It's a lot of chickens.
It's a whole lot.
10,000 roosters.
Oh.
Yeah. How many do you think you could fight before they'd ultimately get you?
The roosters?
Yeah.
Or the
One.
elephants?
3,000.
3,000 fit in a semi?
Yes.
Then 10,000 could kill an elephant.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, that checks out. 3
That checks
semis
out.
of chicken.
Science.
That's yeah. Anything to avoid the metric system.
Yeah.
3 semis full of chickens.
Yeah. All right. What else did he
Well,
say?
you didn't answer. How many chickens do you think you could fight off?
Oh, 7.
Hens. 7 hens.
7 hens. 7 hens.
One rooster.
Yeah.
7 chicks. I don't even-
This one is specifically for Dan.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. From.
Giblets.
Okay.
Yeah. I said he had a couple. If you could rename
He had a
peanut
couple
butter.
of giblets. What?
If you could rename peanut butter, what would you call it?
Well, peanut butter is a wonderful name. But what would be like peanut butter?
Well, I think you would call it a spread.
Like peanut spread.
Peanut spread, nut spread.
Nut puree.
Nut puree?
Yeah.
Peanut. Well, the word peanut's going to be in it.
Peanut puree.
Yeah. Peanut. Boy, peanut butter is so good. What if you called it peanut cheese?
Man, I want me some of that peanut cheese.
Man, you know when it gets all. I like peanut cheese.
Would peanut cheese be the consistency of a block of cheese?
It'd be like nacho cheese. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yes.
But what if you want to make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich? So you put your jelly on one side and then like a slab of peanut butter.
Oh, I would
cheese.
like that. Like peanut butter cheese is a good idea.
I don't know why it hasn't happened.
I'll
already.
bet it's not hard to make. I'll bet if you got wax
Dehydrate it.
paper and then
Yeah,
put it
yeah.
out on wax paper and then cut that wax paper up, froze it,
Yeah.
and then you just
Oh,
slap it on
come
there.
on. Yes.
Do you even swirl the jelly in it before
Not
you
if it's
freeze it?
frozen.
Can we just
Well,
stop
yeah, if it's-
recording right now and go do this?
Yeah.
What are we even doing?
Swirl the jelly in before you freeze it.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you cut it in squares.
I'd put that thing on a cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Come on.
It would be good on a cheeseburger. It's a peanut cheese.
Peanut cheese.
Mm-hmm.
I like it.
Okay.
Okay, just one more. And then we should probably do the Netflix.
Yeah.
What used to be considered trashy but is now classy?
Okay. George Clooney.
Netflix.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's just get the nut. I mean, that's the answer.
It's George Clooney.
Netflix, watch these shows of those. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Netflix, watch these shows with us. Netflix, or maybe Hulu Plus. Or maybe Amazon Prime.
Jason,
or something like that.
If you hear a baby, it's just Preston's
It's just Preston.
child
Yeah.
in the background. Get yourself under control, Preston. We really need a soundproof studio. Like, can we do that? Can you do that?
Or just not allow
You know
kids
pe-
in the
you know-
studio.
You know people, Jesse. Don't you know people that have a space that we can record in, soundproof wise? I'll bet
I
you
know a
do.
guy.
Oh, you know a guy. You got
Yeah.
a guy. Maybe
Got a
we
guy.
should do that. Maybe we should look into that. What's your Netflix
Is that the one that
suggestion
smells
of the
like
week?
dog poop?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's the only downside.
Yeah.
it's fine.
We'll talk about it.
What's your Netflix suggestion of the week?
Found on Tubi. Do you have Tubi? What?
No, but I'm sure you do.
Well, yeah. So I just bought a Chromecast. You know what I'm talking about?
You're so old.
What is it called? Is that what it's called? It's
Yeah.
called a Chromecast. Okay, listen. I'm not claiming to be young and hip. Never have, okay? I bought this little white thing. It's Google, and it's like Google everything. I don't know what it is.
And
I plugged it into my
Tubi.
TV. Tubi was on it.
I'm guessing it's free.
It's free.
Okay.
I have paid stuff.
Yeah.
You have half of my paid stuff.
I don't know what you're talking about. Tubi.
This is found on Tubi. It started suggesting things for me to watch, like when you first turn it on, and it's nailing it.
Good job. Google knows a lot about you.
This is from like the 1960s. It's an old movie. It's called The People Time Forgot. And it's like the perfect horrible movie. It's like really, really bad.
Like Mystery Science Theater 3000 could do it.
Oh, for sure. 100%.
They might have done it.
They might have done it. It's fantastically bad and worth watching.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like Mystery Science Theater 3000, but I've gone back to try to watch them, and it's just not as much fun. There was something, I don't know, unique about it at the time that was
part
just,
of it was our age.
I think our age helped. It just seems so new and fresh and like just fun.
Yeah. I still like it.
And
I
there
still watch.
wasn't a lot on television. You'd come across, you're like, this is cool.
Yeah.
I still like it, but there was something that it had before that I really miss. Jesse, next time you just want to clear this snot out, you can just go ahead and back up
Not
yourself
on the
from the
mic.
microphone. Yeah. We just my Netflix suggestion. This could be the end of the show for us today, or it could be the beginning of something amazing.
We're on 3 hours.
It's
right
been
now.
a while.
Yeah.
My Netflix suggestion of the week is we're looking for a movie to watch, and Michaela wanted to watch a movie. Erica is still not watching television, but if something's on, she might watch it. So I was just looking through Preston's HBO account and came across the movie Good Will Hunting,
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
which I had not seen.
You like
And-
apples? How about them
I
apples?
like them apples. So I've always quoted it like that, but he actually doesn't do
Yeah,
He just
he
goes,
did.
No, okay.
You like apples? How about them apples?
My boy's wicked smart. Anyway,
It's a decent movie.
Listen, it's very good, and it holds up. Michaela really enjoyed it. I did preface it by saying, listen, there's a lot of cussing in this movie. I mean, but it's, appropriate to who these guys probably are.
Yeah.
These guys from Southie and Boston. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just this is how they talk. So there's a bit of that. But Michaela really liked the movie, and as I'm watching it, I do have this thought, like I'm watching it, and he does the thing where he solves the, the plot of the movie, and I thought, is it possible that I'm a genius?
Yeah.
And I just don't know it. Like I've never that I could walk up and see that and be like, oh yeah, this is this. Is that possible? Because as I'm watching, I think I might be a genius and just not know it.
Yeah. Well, I think what you would do in that situation is you would go up to the chalkboard and then you do like a squiggly line with a hyphen or something, and you walk away and you drop the chalk. They'll be studying that for years.
They'll
And
be
it
like,
doesn't even have to make
this
sense.
guy.
Like
This
this
is
guy
the
just
guy.
drilled it.
Yeah.
He just wrote something. We don't even know what that means yet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
He's tapped into that next level.
So next time I'm a janitor
Yeah.
at a prestigious
Yeah.
mathematics institution.
You solve it with nonsense.
Solve it with nonsense. I like it.
That's a movie. Solve it with nonsense.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I like it.
It's like the spoof of Good Will Hunting.
You like oranges? How about them oranges? It takes place in Florida.
Mm-hmm. It writes itself. Jesse, what is your suggestion?
So I kind of stole from you guys, and I started watching some old NBA playoff games.
Yeah.
Noise.
The 04 Lakers versus Pistons.
First of all, that's not that old.
I know. That's
Well,
He's like 2004.
for him. It is for him.
80s and 90s.
Chauncey
That's where it's
Billups.
Yeah, Chauncey Billups,
Rip
Rip Hamilton,
Hamilton,
Tayshaun Prince,
That's a team.
Rasheed Wallace,
Rasheed
Ben
Wallace.
Wallace.
That was the
Lindsey Hunter off the bench.
that was the best team without a superstar.
yeah. But they were
They
so
didn't
good.
have a superstar.
Well, game 3 they locked Kobe down to 12 points or something like that, and I've only watched up to game 3, so I might watch
you're
game
doing
4
them all.
tomorrow.
That was
Yeah,
the Carl
yeah.
Malone Lakers,
Yep,
wasn't
Carl Malone,
Gary Payton.
That was a good team.
Shaq, Kobe.
How did that team not win?
Listen,
They also had a white guy.
teamwork.
Who's the white guy?
Well, Luke Walton
yeah, there's another white
was
guy.
their
I think
best
Luke
white guy.
Walton was the
There was
white guy.
another guy with a weird last name that got a little bit of playtime in game 3, but Luke Walton's their main white guy.
Okay. Yeah, it was Luke Walton. I saw a list of the starting 5 of the all-white NBA team. So
yeah.
Pretty rough.
yeah, Tom Chambers was on that.
JJ Redick.
It's like
Okay. Jason Williams.
Jason Williams, the white one.
Yeah.
White chocolate.
White chocolate. He was good. Preston, are you watching anything? Nope.
Not really anything fun.
Okay.
Just
Cartoon.
good stuff,
We get it.
yeah.
Jason,
Yeah.
we've got a few more minutes, or we don't.
Who knows?
Oh,
what
I
do we
got
got?
some stuff. Was there something?
No,
Oh.
that's it.
Well, I mean, just stuff.
I got
don't know.
stuff.
So the stuff I got is, okay. Would you rather only be able to eat Lucky Charms as your only food for the rest of your life?
Can I have milk with it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or only be able to and drink whatever you want. Eat Lucky Charms exclusively.
With
drink
milk.
whatever you want.
Can it
with
be
milk.
whole milk?
That's fine. Yeah. Good. Or only be able to drink Hawaiian Punch
Oh.
as your only liquid.
But I can eat whatever I want.
But you can eat whatever you want.
Am I allowed to drink water?
No, the only thing you can drink is Hawaiian Punch.
Can I put ice in the Hawaiian Punch?
Okay.
I can ice it. I can ice it down.
You can ice it down.
Well, I'm going to choose that.
Yeah.
Hawaiian Punch as your primary drink?
I feel like I could be healthier. I mean, because I can ice it down, I feel like I can be healthier.
than just eating Lucky Charms all day, every day.
Yeah, because I can eat things that are hydrated, right? Like I can eat cucumbers and watermelon, and
yeah.
I can get hydration from other foods. But if the only thing I'm eating is Lucky Charms, I'm gonna die in like 10 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you could drink your vitamins and supplements.
I don't think it's the same.
I think it's all the same.
Maybe. I mean, I do like Lucky Charms.
I think I might go Lucky Charms. I really like Lucky Charms.
I'm gonna go with Hawaiian Punch, and I don't even like Hawaiian Punch.
Is it any Hawaiian Punch or just a
No,
certain
it's the
flavor?
red Hawaiian
Okay.
Punch.
The
Only-
Hawaiian
yeah.
Punch.
There is no other.
I don't know. That's kind of rough.
I love Lucky Charms.
Yeah, but after about 4 weeks, you're done with Lucky Charms.
I'd be done with Hawaiian Punch like immediately.
Yeah, but
Just
I like
stuck
lot-
for 3 weeks.
I would just eat a lot of watermelon and cucumbers and things that would get me hydrated
Yeah.
in other ways. That's how
put
I
a
would do it.
lot of ice in your Hawaiian
And
Punch.
I would be
Just
very
water
iced
it down.
down.
I think there was a influencer, I don't know, YouTube, Instagram, whatever,
Whatever
like
that means.
tried to go without drinking water and only ate those types of food and died.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
She's like, I don't want it. She didn't drink anything.
Yeah.
Nothing. The only
She
thing,
was trying to get hydrated through foods.
only through food.
Listen, Jason, when I eat a watermelon, I have to pee like immediately. I don't know how that's not hydrating. I don't think she was eating the right things.
I don't know.
Was she eating just pizza? Is that what she had?
She was 800 pounds. Just eating
That
pizza.
checks out. Did I tell you we started watching My 600-Pound Life?
Thank you. Yes. No.
We watched
but awesome.
2 episodes. Well, I just turned one on, and Erica was like, I don't want to watch this. And I'm like, you're not watching TV. So I watched it.
And she sat there with you.
And it was a guy, and it just, you know what, Jason? I know it's going
Yeah.
to be a surprise. It didn't work out for him. He just couldn't
Yeah.
quite
Couldn't pull himself
make the
around.
changes. You could have easily lost 30 pounds by now. And he didn't. So it just, and she's like, and Erica was like, I have to watch another one, but it has to be a success.
Oh,
I can't watch
yeah.
that again.
Yeah.
So we did some Googling. We had season 2, episode 4,
Yeah,
something
yeah,
like
yeah.
that. We pulled up this girl. She lost 450 pounds, I think, at one point. And I think she ended up losing more. And, 450 pounds is the size of an adult male silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and she was 22 years old.
That's more than 2 of me.
That's crazy
Yeah,
that one person could lose that much. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Do you imagine just carrying that around? You couldn't.
She could walk. That
That's
was
crazy.
the amazing
So
thing.
what'd she start with? Was it like 600, 700, 800?
She was like 700, I
Okay.
think. Yeah.
Yeah.
She thought going in, she's like, I hope I'm not 650.
Ugh.
And she came in at 700. But she's one of these that had the lymphodemas, and they took off the lymphedema. Those are those growths that come off their legs because they don't
yeah.
get the circulation. So after she proved that she was willing to kind of,
Yeah.
he did a surgery and he cut off the lymphedema. The lymphedema weighed 50 pounds.
Oh, my God.
It was disgusting. But then she could walk a lot better.
Yeah, yeah.
So good for her. So we only watched, I think then we watched one the next night.
Yeah.
And then afterward, we were both like, we can't do this anymore. This
Yeah.
is horrible. So
It's motivation for me. I like watching
I
it.
think it was motivational for me. I'm really, man, I am really trying to lose weight. Like, on a concerted effort longer than I ever have been before, and it ain't working, man. Like the other day, I went to weigh myself, literally clipped my toenails before I got on the scale. Like, I just want to see anything success. I'm running. I haven't eaten sugar. I'm like doing so many good things, but Erica got into sourdough, making sourdough, and I think I've underestimated how much sourdough I'm eating.
That's
because
a
it's like
ton of
fresh
sugar.
bread comes out of the oven.
Ton of
she
sugar.
doesn't put sugar in
No,
it, but
it's
I hear
the
you.
Yeah.
So fresh bread comes out of the oven, and I'm not supposed to eat it.
Yeah, come
fresh
on.
bread.
Yeah.
And I lather that thing with some butter. She made raisin cinnamon bread. And I'm making toast out of that?
Yeah.
I'm going to have some right now. I cannot
Stop the show.
stop the show. So I just, I'm really trying. I'm really trying. But, it's hard to lose weight at a certain age. If I'd have done half of these things when I was 25, I'd have lost 50 pounds like that.
Yeah.
Would have been nothing. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I just keep on trying. Just keep on trying. Do you remember when McDonald's used to count how many people shopped at McDonald's? Remember that used to be a thing?
It was over so many.
It was like
sold.
on their board, like over 1 million sold, and
Or
that we
served.
were served.
Yeah.
And it was like, wow, 1 million people have bought McDonald's. That's crazy.
Yeah.
At the time, it was like, and then like you get there the next day, it's like 5 million people. You're like, that much? That fast? And then it was 1 billion. Then it was 1 trillion, and then they just stopped counting.
Yeah.
It was Jesse at least 100.
Yeah.
Once Jesse got active income, then their numbers went way up. So, what's your favorite thing to get at McDonald's? Like, if you're going to McDonald's on the way home, what are you getting?
Money's no object.
What's McDonald's? So
You don't do it.
well, listen, I really like a McChicken with cheese.
Okay.
Like, it's not even just because it's like a $1 menu item. Like, I like a good McChicken with cheese, an Oreo Blizzard,
Okay.
and a large fresh fry.
Fresh. Yeah.
Fresh fries.
Yeah.
That's
Fresh fries at McDonald's are the best.
and really, let's be honest, it's like 6 McChickens with cheese.
How many, like, really, though, how many would you, 6?
Like, would I
6.
actually get, or do I think I could eat?
No, would you actually get?
Oh, now I just like 2.
Okay.
But back in
So,
high school, it was 6
Google
before a
this.
football
Google
game.
this. Give me the, it's going to
Calorie
take you a
count.
minute. I want the calorie count.
I
of
already know.
2 McChickens with cheese, a large Oreo Blizzard, and a large fry.
Oh,
That's
1,800 calories.
You think that's 3,000?
It's your whole day's
Oh,
worth.
yeah. No, yeah, you're probably
I watched
'cause
this
think
whole
it's 1,000.
documentary.
I bet the 1,000 is just the milkshake.
Oh, at least. And there's about 1,002 McChickens.
Yeah. And a fry.
I like a McDouble.
McDoubles are good too.
Come on, yeah.
I don't
Sometimes I'll do a McDouble McChicken combo.
Yeah.
Chicken?
2 McChickens.
Yeah.
No, I'm just saying one
Yeah.
is 357 calories.
Okay.
Okay, so you're
All right.
700 for
Okay.
2.
I like how Preston's like, that's crazy. And then Jesse's like, okay.
No.
All right. I guess it's a health food.
Yeah.
I can do 4.
I would get McDoubles is what I would get.
Yeah.
Just McDoubles.
Well, when they were $1,
I just like slam.
I would
those
go through and
McDoubles.
hit 4. Just bump, 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 bump.
I love
Yeah.
a
A
McDouble.
large fry is 480.
Okay.
So we're
It's
looking
not
about
too bad. We're not
1,200.
gonna be at
1,200.
3,000.
Let's see what the...
I don't
maybe
know,
2,000.
milkshake.
Milkshake.
Yeah.
Oreo milkshake.
That
Or
large Oreo
McFlurry.
Oh,
an
yeah.
Oreo McFlurry. I watched a documentary about fast food the other day, and it was like, oh my gosh. I mean, I knew it wasn't good for me, but
Okay.
Depending on the size
Yeah.
that you get.
Large.
large.
Large, 160. Well, wow, no.
No.
1,160.
Yeah.
okay. So
So
we're
we're-
over 2,000 calories
Yeah, 2,400
for the meal,
because all
and gives you nothing.
no 20 minutes and I'm
You
not
can hit the
not
music,
hungry.
whatever. Yeah,
Well-
I mean, it's like nothing.
20 minutes of pleasure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you s-
it's delicious.
Yeah. I used to eat
And I'm not going to say it's not.
I used to eat 6 McChickens before a football game when I was in high school. And this is not a lie. Like almost every game my junior and senior year is 6 McChickens.
I like
Still alive.
I
Yeah,
like White
barely.
Castle a lot.
Oh,
I
dude,
love
I can
White
eat a crave case, man.
I can.
Oh,
Slide on
that's
it.
what we'll have next week.
Okay.
If I can.
Oh, listen,
Dude, don't
listen, don't tease me. Yeah, I would be so
We're going to
happy
need 2 cases.
if you
No.
brought White Castles. I would
Dude,
be
there's
so
4 of
happy.
us. 5.
I'll
Stella
do
won't
my
eat it.
best.
She won't
If you're
eat it.
going to, let me know. I'm going to fast all day. Okay, that's a
End it,
show.
yeah.
We're going to end it right now.
Lights
while
are
we can. This is
flickering.
Dan signing off for Jason. We're going to always keep your stick on the ice.
Sip of a sick dog.
Good night, Sour Patch Kids, and especially you, unnamed person, Laura, LAM919662. She's a wife and mom, originally from WNY, and now lives in Florida. Certified personal trainer.
Thanks for keeping.
Biden's the worst. I don't proofread before posting. Pat head.
Thanks for keeping it short.
Yeah.